Okay, yay. Good. We're live.
Hey, we're
Yay.
live. Here we are
Yay.
again.
Dee and I are here from the West Coast. And yeah. Okay, so we got a few people on. Yay. Hi, Jessica. So today we're gonna talk about sugar.
Sugar.
It's one of those things like everyone loves, but we all know it's not great for us, right?
Not good for us at all, even though
No.
and it's
No,
addicting. People don't know, or maybe they do know and are choosing to ignore it, but it is addicting.
Yeah, no, I've definitely had my own experience with sugar. Like, it's one of those things I don't think that we actually realize how addicting it is. Like, we consume it, we know it's not good for us, but we don't know all the other things that go into it. At least I didn't know until I got certified to be a health coach. I think you're the same way, right?
Kind of the same way. I mean, I always knew that it wasn't the best, but I had no idea that sugar, overuse of sugar, let's clarify that, and the wrong sugars can be, the root cause of certain diseases like, hypertension, inflammation, heart disease, diabetes, stroke, depression, anxiety. I know I've experienced some symptoms of sugar overuse. Have you?
I've definitely noticed it. I've definitely noticed like cutting back how I feel when I have sugar versus not. And a lot of my clients, when they've gone through our gut protocol program, have kind of experienced that where they had sugar and they felt like they needed it, but once they cut it out, it was that much easier to continue not to eat it because they of the effects. Like, all of a sudden they're feeling better than they did before because they cut that sugar out, which is amazing. And it's one of those things, like you said, that, even like weight loss too, that is one thing, like with sugar, weight gain, that is definitely like a huge issue.
For sure. Yeah. Weight gain, irritability, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, bloating. It actually, what's really funny is you can eat sugar or, something with sugar and you feel really full, but you actually creates a pattern of you actually being hungrier.
Yeah. Well,
so people get caught in this vicious cycle.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like you get that spike of sugar and your insulin goes up and then you go down and have that huge crash and then it's gone, and then you want some more sugar. So it's a vicious cycle if you're using the sugars that aren't good for you, right? So like those bad sugars, those simple sugars. Like I always say, simple sugars. If you think of anything with oats in the end of it, so table sugar would be your, your sugar. Like table sugar is your sucrose, and then you have your fructose, which is your fruit sugar. So there's a lot of different sugars that, if you keep with not doing the simple sugars and you have other kind of sugars like complex sugars, then it's always a better thing. What kind of bad sugars, when you think of bad sugars, what ones do you try to stay away from?
Well, like you said, brown sugar, corn sweeteners, corn syrup, rice syrup. Some of them don't sound very unhealthy, but they're totally bad for you. And you have to Google, because sugar can be disguised with many different names. I'm not going to give you, I probably can't pronounce them, but if you Google different names of sugars, bad sugars, then you'll come up with all these almost chemical type names.
Exactly.
And no way around it. It's just not good. Our bodies weren't meant to process artificial stuff. Period.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. It's crazy, like looking back, I always say like all the processed foods, they put so much sugar and like hidden sugar in there that I had no idea that was in there. It's like, oh, it says it's gluten-free, and you're like, oh, well, gluten-free, it's got to be good for you, but sometimes they threw that sugar in there. So
yeah, and brown sugar, I didn't know. Somebody commented, somebody commented, no idea about brown sugar. Neither did I. That's what I mean. Things that you think would be healthier for you just really aren't. And shocker, women are only supposed to have, like, our max per day is what, 24 or 25 grams,
24. Yeah, it's 24.
and men
Yeah.
are like 36, but that's like what, 6 teaspoons, I
Yeah,
think.
it's so tiny. It's
And
so
if you have like one Starbucks vanilla latte and you're like done. Like
yeah,
that's your whole allotment for the day.
exactly, exactly. That's why it's like those small things that we can do to kind of get rid of it, and like eating whole foods and consuming items like that, eating things with like high, high protein, high quality protein, eating our veggies definitely um, helps with those things. But it's like you don't have to worry about what's in it. An apple is an apple, right? Like there's no hidden
Exactly.
sugar, so it's like sticking with those kind of things. I mean, there's certain fruit. I don't know if you are a big fan of berries, but like I love
Oh, I
berries.
love
They're
their, yeah.
Yeah, they're low in sugar. As far as
Mhm.
like fruit, right? So you have your like green apples; those are low in sugar. That's another like really good fruit to have. That's kind of on the lower end of sugar because fruits
Right.
have sugar in it. So if you want to like kind of focus on even going down even more from like fruit to like what has lower sugar, even doing apples and berries and papaya are like three of the really good ones that I like to do.
Yeah. And once again, the sugars in the fruit are going to be, you know, they're going to be simple sugars and much, much healthier than anything that you're going to get that's processed or, as good as that vanilla syrup is in that vanilla latte.
I know. We all like. I feel like the sweet and salty sugar, like that sweet and salty combo, is amazing. So it's so easy to be like, oh, this tastes really good. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, I used to love like chocolate covered pretzels because that's sweet and salty. But now I'm like, okay, nope. Let's do
Yeah.
some fruit like a strawberry because strawberries are in season right
Well, you
now. Or
can dip you can dip the strawberry in like, like 90% the cocoa chocolate. You can have
yeah,
chocolate dipped strawberries, and that's
yeah.
actually
Ooh,
healthier for
so
you. Takes a little bit of work, but it's worth it.
for sure, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like once you kind of fill your body with those like really good fruits and veggies and high quality protein, it's so much easier to get rid of like the, sugar craving. And I always say like go like cut whatever you were doing and kind of cut it smaller into smaller pieces. Like when I first went on my own journey, like I would eat candy bars like crazy just because I was like, oh, they're so good. And then I went from, okay, well, like, the Twizzlers and things like that aren't good. So let me do some dark chocolate. But I was eating like a big thing of dark chocolate. So I'm like, oh, no, got to cut that. So I started
Yeah.
kind of cutting back on that from like, a full bar to half a bar to like a quarter of a bar. And then now, like, I never crave sugar, but it does take some work to kind of like make that adjustment, which is
It's just awareness. I think
yeah,
once you gain that awareness, like I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie, I still do have, the vanilla almond milk cold brew. That's like one of my faves. But I intentionally do it consciously,
yeah.
and I don't know how I may feel. I may have a headache, I may get a little bit nervous, but darn, it's good.
You're human. That's
And I
all.
don't do it all the time. I
Yeah,
think that's the key is, you just can't do it all the time because it's just going to wreak havoc
yeah,
on you physiologically as well as mentally.
yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. It's just kind of it's putting in those words, putting in those steps, kind of thing for sure.
Right. And then somebody asks, is it possible to have too much sugar from fruit too? And I think you still do have to watch. You can
Yeah,
there is natural sugars in fruit. But yeah, you certainly, if that's all you're eating is fruit,
yeah,
probably not the best idea.
yeah. Adding some protein with that fruit, I always feel is a great way to kind of like have the balance. So you have still a little bit of sweet, but then you have healthy fats and healthy protein. It's another way to do it. But that's why I like doing kind of like the cherries and some nuts. Like almonds are really good. They have magnesium and they're really good to help with depression, anxiety, and sleep. So that's always why, like, at night, if you want a sweet snack, try to stick with like almonds and like a fruit and just kind of, you know, still have portion control, because you can definitely overeat on, you know, those kind of things.
Right.
Sugar is still sugar. You still don't want to have as much, you know, go as much as you want. But
right. Well, that was a great thing. I mean, you talked about the gut protocol earlier. That was a great thing because, you know, I eat clean. However, that being said, I don't know that I really did portion control to really know. I just kind of eyeballed and said, oh, that seems like a healthy amount.
yeah.
But when I did the gut protocol and the portion control containers came with that, that was really, really educational for me.
Yeah, well, it's super eye-opening because you know, like I know that like I got 6 containers of veggies, and then like I think it's only like a small amount of fruit. I think I get like 3 containers of fruit, but in a sense, though, it's paying attention to consuming those veggies so you can have that balance. Because yeah, I was the same way. Like I always thought I ate healthy, but doing the gut protocol, I definitely like started seeing changes with myself, and like, you know, it's been amazing. I'm like, wow, okay, even just in a short amount of weeks, but it's been nice to have other people kind of doing it as well, so you're not feeling kind of alone, and answering questions and kind of feeding off each other with recipes and things like that, because we all know that, you know, sometimes we all run out of ideas.
Exactly. Yeah. There's strength in numbers, right?
Yes, exactly. Strength in numbers. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. Exactly.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm super excited for this next program that's taking
Yeah.
off soon.
Yeah, so 6-6, I'm super excited about it, and that's exactly what I was just gonna say. Strength in numbers. So we're gonna have group setting off 6-6, 4 weeks to the 4th, so we can all start getting healthy. And the program is that exercise program. So you have your high intensity exercises, and then you have your low intensity exercises. So it's a really good combo, and I'm super excited for it. I know we only have a couple more spots in our group. So hopefully if anyone wants to come join us, we'd love to have you, because starting Monday, which is super quick, but you know, it's not too late to sign up and get your stuff, so that way you can kind of start the program with us. So yeah, so either reach out to myself at Mindy All About Food and Health, or Dee Dee, and your handle is
Happy, healthy, and groovy.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
me.
All right. Well, hopefully we're helpful to a few people. Hopefully,
yeah, I hope
someone
so.
got some insight.
Yes. Thanks for joining us.
Right. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, send us a message if you guys want to join our group. And I hope everyone has a good day.
Yes. Have a great day, everybody.
All right. Bye.
All right. Okay, bye.